Hi, my name is Devika Hazra. I'm a professor of economics in the Department of Economics at Cal State LA. I grew up in a small town, it's actually a city in the foothills of Darjeeling. Its name is Shiliguri. It's in West Bengal, India, and it had this wonderful climate, kind of like California. I grew up in a very happy family with my parents and my older sister. My parents have been very supportive of me. They let me run with any idea that I had I wanted to pursue. Anytime I failed, they would sit with me in my embarrassment or frustration and try to inspire me as to what next steps could be. My sister, she would inspire me and motivate me to dream and to have ambition, to also think about what it means to be a compassionate human being. And she would share with me what she learned at school. I would get inspired. I would want to be like her. She did have a great influence on who I am. When I went into college, that was the first time I was actually studying economics. I didn't know what I had gotten myself into. I stuck with it. I started studying and spending more time understanding what economics is. And at one point it clicked. And that's something I also tell my students, that you have to stick with it and see if it works. And you have to stick with it, especially when it's very difficult for you. When I graduated with my PhD, I was focusing mostly on macroeconomic issues, all the Federal Reserve stuff and unemployment, monetary policy. And I continued with that 2-3 years into my Cal State LA career. And at that point, I really asked myself, what is it that, if there was one problem in this world that I would like to make an impact on, what would that be? And the answer was violence against women, or any gender-based violence. It also meant that as an academic researcher, I had to pivot into microeconomic methods. As I dove deeper into this gender-based violence research, I had this calling that I wanted to give back to community. I wanted to make this world a safer place. I also spent a lot of time hiking in nature, and the peak of my hiking life was when I climbed Kilimanjaro, and that taught me a lot of patience and resilience, and I brought that back to my class. I want my students to be able to think, and if at the end of a semester they can be creative with just one concept and really get it inside out, so that they can then take it and just apply it to anywhere and explain it to anyone, that's successful teaching for me. The students that have come to my class or I've interacted even outside the class, I've seen this hunger in them to learn. And when they start at, let's say, level 1, and by the time they're leaving my class, they're on level 10, and I've made this class challenging and they have kept up with it. And so that's very rewarding, that when I put them up to a challenge, they live up to it. And that's very special to me. I would definitely like to thank my parents and my sister, my brother-in-law, niece and nephew, goes without saying. And honestly, I want to thank each and every one of my colleagues and my friends in Cal State LA, outside Cal State LA. I wouldn't be here without them.